shoulders and arm day today. We are going to be doing some shoulder side delt raises. I'm going to focus on the side delts first because I want that 3D-ness. I wasn't doing it in the last 2 weeks because of the lower back issue, but now it's a lot more better. And I should be able to hit this. And I'm probably going to go for maybe 30s. We'll see. I'm gonna test how it feels. I might still go a little bit light and focus on hypertrophy. Uh, 13. Uh, 17 reps. Feels pretty good. Side delt raises. I feel like there's a lot of different ways to hit side delt raises. I've seen a lot of different variations where there's people who like to be more upright and then they kind of have the arms really out. And then you have the one that's a little bit more leaning forward and you essentially have more like a W instead of just having your arms straight out. I personally like more of the slightly lean forward and being able to carry not just straight out, but also just being able to have a slight bend in the arms or the elbows. Because I feel like I do more of a compound movement with side delt raises versus more like a sculpting and squeezing type of movement, which I feel is more of like the outer side where you really just like do more, like you can't go as heavy, but you can do more of a burnout with this. But if you do more of the slight elbow bend, you're going to be able to carry a bit more load, and it feels more like of a pressing movement. So I like to kind of like, I don't know, I think of like a crane, like those like construction cranes where it's like you kind of like, and you like pick it up. Like I kind of think of like, imagine you have to pick up a grocery bag and all you're doing is just grabbing it and you just use your shoulders to lift it up like that, right? You're just picking it up, lifting it up like that, right? Instead of like a flying movement where you're doing this. It's a mixture. When you're obviously using weight, you're gonna have to kind of fly a little bit, but using that pull, I find it really like targets my side delts. And then there's like a certain level when you have that slight bend, there's like a certain plane where you're sitting at where the gravity of where you're shifting the weight, that slight lean forward, you start to feel that gravity pulling strictly on that side delts. So I feel it way more. Like I can just feel it hit my side delts way more than, let's say, like over here, because right now at this point when I'm really upright, kind of using a little bit of my trapped areas. But you have to kind of muscle mind connect, and everyone has a different way of feeling it. So this works for me. Whereas I know some people who like to actually just, they're like, oh no, I feel it more when I lean straight and hit it back like this. So do what's right for you, and if my method works, that's awesome. But really, it's about feeling it out for yourself. Second set, I'm gonna hit this guy, slight lean, and pick up. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Ah. 15, 16. Oh, 74 sets of these. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, like, also like the reason why I don't like to do more of like the straight out arms, I kind of imagine it sort of like a tree branch. Imagine you're a tree branch, right? And you have something very heavy pulling from here. What's happening is that there's a huge disconnect where you can pretty much snap the tree branch easier, and the weights just feel a lot more difficult to carry. So obviously, you always want to go light when you're going far out. That way, you really sculpt that separation. But I find that to obviously carry a heavier load, to actually, the closer you are, like if you had no arm, you just have an elbow, and you put the weights in your elbows, you would be pressing, so you would be engaging a lot more muscle on your side delts than if you were using it and having it from the far end on one end, right? So I kind of think of that on a balance level of the human body. So there's just some things that I think about as I've trained throughout. So if I want to carry more load, more weight equals more volume, so therefore it equals more growth, right? As I mentioned, feeling the burn doesn't equate to muscle growth, because you can do 5 pounds and just do like 100 reps and it'll burn, but it's not necessarily going to grow. So that's just a quick little insight, I guess. So we're doing Skullcrushers, and I did 70 pounds for 12 reps, 4 sets last week. So now that I mastered 12, 12, 12, 12, they only have 80s. I would want to go to 75s. So I'm making a 10-pound jump, which I can tell it's a bit heavier, but I'm going to basically just build off of these 80s. And I may only get, who knows, 8 reps. But if it's stuck at 8, then my goal is to be able to get good at it until I hit 12. So let's see how it goes. All right, let's do this shit. Come on. All right. Up, 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 up. 10. Let's go. I did 10 reps. Really happy. Felt pretty solid. I probably could have done 12, but it would have been that, like, just the pushing it up 12. Overall, really good. Ah. Bitch. Finished Skullcrushers. Now we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna start enjoying these, the Mike Mentzer best bicep workout in the world. But I really like it because you know, I'm doing shoulders as well. So I really want to hit the rear delt and save time. So I'm doing rear delts and biceps, and feels really good last time I tried it. So let's see, last week I did 54 kilograms and I was doing like 15, 15, 12, 12. I'm going to try going up, but I don't know if it's too heavy. So we'll play it by ear. So I'm going to try 59.5. So that's one block of an increase. Should I really 12. 12. That is a game changer lift. I'm not gonna lie. The way it hits, the peak is peaking. Like when you flex down like this is where it's peaking to the max. Oh, and my rear delts are just brutal. Highly recommend this workout. And I was getting a little confused because you got to really feel it out. And now that I feel like I'm more comfortable, you could really, don't try to curl it from there. You're really just doing a pull down. And really what's happening is it gets pulled from this area, the rear delt first. And it's basically going rear delt, rear delt, rear delt, rear delt, bias, bias, rear delt, rear delt. Like the bias starts to kick in at this point right here. This is where you start to feel the bias kicking in. And then while that's happening, all the rear delt's pretty much pulling most of the weight. I don't feel it in my lats. If you're feeling it in your lats, you're using the wrong muscle mind connection. So really just rear delt, rear delt, rear delt, bicep, 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 while the rear delt's hitting as well. Boom, squeeze. And then stretch it all the way back at the top. I'm in love with this workout. Pretty awesome. I'm gonna for sure keep doing these and increase over time. So that's just my second set. I'm gonna do 4 sets total. And then for now, I'm just gonna skip on to the next workout. Shoulder press machine. Last week I did 35s for 8, 8, 8, 8. I'm gonna go for 45s increase. You can just tell I'm getting a lot stronger. Want to see how these feel. Hopefully I can do 8 reps for these. Three, 4, 7, 8, 9. 10. Definitely getting stronger. Second set. I'm gonna go for 10 reps again. Probably a solid 3-minute rest time, and I feel ready to hit this. Eight, 9. Oh, 10. Woo. That was a good one. All right. Gonna do 2 more, or we're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna be, we're doing hammer curls and then supersetting with these tricep straight bar, more of a push down movement. We're gonna be doing about 4 sets each. Let's get it. Pen. Whew. Uh, uh, 14. Side delt machine. We're gonna do side delts and we're gonna do rear delts combined together. I think it's a great machine to destroy and burn out. So these are, again, more about burnout, more so than heavier weights. So I'm going to be doing, let's see, try 30 pounds and see how these feel. So I'm going to superset side and rear. 10, 11, 12, 12. And then bent over for the rear delts. 3, 4, oh. Oh yeah. 12, 12. Ah, ah, 12. 15. So just did 15 on my second set. I think I had more rest because I was like testing it out the first set. So that's why I probably only hit 12. So I was able to hit 15 and the rear delt still stuck at 12 and it burns like crazy. So I'm going to do 2 more and then we'll move on to the next workout. The last 2 workout, which is the bicep and triceps. Gonna be do some seated standard alternating bicep curls. And then we're gonna do single arm cable pull downs, 4 sets. So I did 30 pounds, 10 reps. And then for the triceps, 23 kilograms for 13. Hoping I can hit another 10. And then also I have this foam roller. To be honest, this is kind of pointless because I just want to be able to have the camera the same angle to do both machines. And these seats are way too low. So I want to be able to have like, you know, a staple where I can kind of bounce off. So that's why I just have it raised. It's not the most comfortable, but it works. Two, 3, 4, 6, 8.
You'll probably be done with your workout.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here. We gotta do RDL. Or manipulate the body check so we feel our glutes on our RDL. Yeah, my shoulder and arm day was amazing. Really happy how this one turned out. Sessions felt pretty good. Overall energy was good. Had a good night's sleep and a good breakfast, and just locked in. No one distracting me and getting in the middle of my workouts. I would say the past 2 to 3 training sessions, I've would stop and talk to a lot of people that come in and say what's up, and so it kind of disrupts a bit of the flow, but I still always get the job done regardless. But it's really nice sometimes when you could just literally hone in and just focus and have zero distractions. I mean, just like if you were to study, right? You don't want someone to interrupt your study time. If you want to do a nice solid 2 to 3 hour session, no distractions, no notifications. That's how I see it as the gym, where you're just in the zone. No one's, throwing off your mojo, and you're in the rhythm. That's always the nicest feeling, when you just want to get in there and crush it. And in most cases, I'm typically able to do that, but there definitely is moments, because people at the gym, they're gonna come by and say, "Hey, what's up? How's it going? What are you up to?" And then one conversation goes to the other, and then you lose focus, so you lose that intensity. But yeah, that was a really good session. And then a good old buddy in the lab. We're not really close, but we've always admire each other and just say what's up and how we're doing. And he's like a calisthenics guy. His name's Amir. Shout out Amir. And he made me do something a little different today, which I actually like, that I was able to try something new that I would pretty much avoid, or just was really comfortable, right? And getting out of that comfort zone, which is doing core workouts. I actually just started doing core in general yesterday. I did some planks, and today I wasn't expecting to do any type of core workouts, but he was there. He's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna do some ab stuff," and I told him how my core isn't that strong, and I want to get better, and what's his favorite kind of core workout, and he likes to do the leg raises core workouts. And after I finished working out, I pretty much stopped recording, but I was like, all right, let's do this. And dude, he makes me look like child's play. I'm honestly I'm not embarrassed, just more wow, I lack core strength, and that core is crucial to a lot of lifting in certain aspects. So I definitely can see how this core workout / just doing core in general would increase my strength in my other lifts, and also prevent me to have injuries. And he was someone who was sitting right in front of me, telling me all right, push it, come on, go for 10. We're doing leg raises, and then a knee raise, and that's considered 1 rep. And dude, I couldn't even do a proper single leg raise. Like, I had to swing, you know, you're holding on the pull-up bar, and I had to swing myself up just to get my leg up. And I'm supposed to keep my legs straight out, but if I keep it straight out, I can't even go all the way up because I just don't have the strength to get myself up. So yeah, he made me do 10. I did 3 sets of 10 essentially. I think so. I think one of them I did 8. But yeah, basically 3 sets of 10. And man, like, I was dead. Like, he just like, whoa, oh my gosh. Yeah, you definitely got to just start small and just keep doing these every day. So he's kind of like my accountability guy for the ab stuff. So I'm going to be, honestly, I think I'm going to be doing these ab core workouts pretty much every day. Every gym session that I do, I'm going to do it at the end of my workouts. And I'll record it too and show you guys. And it'll actually be pretty nice that I'm recording it because I get to see the progress I make trying something new and then actually developing that skill. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, I think keeping an open mind and trying something new, especially when it's something that you want to work on, you always got to ask for help. And I actually decided to reach out and say, hey, like, what is your favorite core workout? And that's why he mentioned that to me. He said, hey, let's do it together. And so we did. So it's always having that energy to reach out and say, hey, like, I don't know it all and I need some help with this. And I know that you're an expert in that field. Let me soak in the game that you have and that experience that you can share with me. And that's how I learned bodybuilding, from people who have learned and gained those experiences. And that's what I want to do, which is expand my knowledge and also experience when it comes to not just bodybuilding, but just even high intensity interval training. Like, I don't do any of that either. Like, I'm purely just a bodybuilder. But it definitely has been on my mind where I want to incorporate more, like, outside of just building muscle, you know, building better endurance when it comes to running, and just longevity wise, to get the heart racing and heart moving. I want to start doing a little bit more of that. I'm probably going to implement a little bit of something, you know, like the first step is doing the core stuff. And then from there, like, I might just start, I won't say do running, but maybe just do some sort of like high intensity, like circuit type workouts and focus on that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, it's a lot. It's yeah, today really just opened my mind of like, yeah, man, you can always learn. You can always learn something new, even though you've known about it for years. And the fact that I've been here for a long time, like, I've been doing bodybuilding for like 10 years, then that's pretty much the comfort zone. I kind of pause a little bit because there's a freaking cop just sitting there, and I'm like, oh God, am I going over the speed limit? That dude looks like he was ready. Because actually yesterday I saw him pull someone over, so I'm like, oh shoot. And it's a 45 zone. I was going 52. I was like, ooh, good thing he didn't flag me. So, but yeah, just being open to trying something new. And I went and did that because I'm just so used to bodybuilding that I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I don't need that right now. Like, that's not my focus. But then when I said, you know what, let me do it with you, I'm down. And yeah, and that thing kicked my ass. And then even the holding the pull-up bar area, like, I literally, my forearms were dying. Like, it literally it got so worked. So it's also a good forearm workout. So now I'm happy that I can start working out my forearm just by doing the ab workout. So I'm killing 2 birds in 1 stone. And that's literally something that I was thinking in my head, like, oh, I need to do more forearm workouts. And I think that's going to strengthen my forearms a lot more. So I'm happy. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't too fast. I felt like I was just talking 1,000 miles per hour.